The Bombardier Safety Standout event is so important to this community because it brings aviation professionals in all walks of life together to focus on what's happening, how we can make it safe, and make this industry the best industry out there.
When you come, you can see all of the interactions, the networking, just those that are saying how impactful each presenter's message has been so far.
The unique nature of the event, first of all, there's no marketing, there's no competition on safety.
It includes people from all over the aviation community. It's just a fantastic venue.
So I've been coming here since 2004, and it's amazing the friends that you build over the years, and it's like coming home.
Everybody is striving towards the same common goal, and everybody has that elevated standard to be working towards the epitome and the professionalism of aviation safety. And I think by having such a high standard, that makes a real difference in terms of uniting people.
Tonight we're going to talk about the shiny thing that you've been looking at all night. We're going to talk about the Safety Award. So the Safety Standdown Award is given annually to an aviation professional who has demonstrated exemplary dedication to improving aviation safety through the application of the Safety Standdown principle. Previous Safety Standdown Award winners have gone above and beyond. If you could pull up the slides, that'd be awesome. They'll work on that. They've gone above and beyond the minimal job expectations. These individuals live by the Safety Standdown framing principles. They have demonstrated an exceptional dedication, commitment, and contribution to aviation safety through their actions and behavior. Last year's winner, Shelby Below, is passing the torch to tonight's winner. And I'll show you a picture of Shelby there in a second. There's Shelby. Saying that competition for this award is tough is an understatement. There are many of you in this room who deserve it, and for 12 years, the Advisory Council has had to sort through the best of nominations, and tonight will be a lucky 13th. I'll start by giving you a big clue to tonight's winner. Many professional pilots have had to use a barf bag for the first time as a result of his company's training. Many of my coworkers have been upside down on purpose in his training aircraft. One of these coworkers is also a captain at a commercial airline, and he said this about his experience, and I'm quoting here. During the second day of training, DQ, who I just met today, by the way, demonstrated an inverted nose-low, window full of dirt scenario and how pulling through the situation was wrong. Then he says, now it's your turn, and I bet you do exactly the wrong thing. So I thought to myself, nope, I've thought about this, DQ showed me, and I'm a professional aviator. So guess what I did initially? Yep, when the ground was rushing up at this professional aviator, I instinctively pulled for just a second and then did the recovery procedure correctly. Also, I didn't puke until the third day of training in Arizona So if you haven't already guessed, the 2025 Safety Award is going to Paul, otherwise known as BJ Ransbury, the CEO of Aviation Performance Solutions. About BJ, and this is just a little bit about him. Numerous aviators have been forever changed after working with BJ. Dan Bodingheimer, founding partner and chief safety officer of Advanced Air Crew Academy, added this to his endorsement of BJ, that, and I'm quoting Dan here, working alongside BJ on the NBAA Safety Committee, particularly under his leadership as chairman, profoundly shaped my perspective on what it means to lead with integrity and vision in aviation safety. His clear strategic focus and unwavering commitment to elevating standards not only sharpened my effectiveness as a leader, but also instilled in me a deeper, lasting mindset of accountability, courage, and continuous safety improvement, as I'm quoting Dan. BJ has led Aviation Performance Solutions since 2005, advancing upset prevention and recovery training to confront loss of control in flight, aviation's leading cause of fatalities. Under his leadership, APS has set the global benchmark for upset training effectiveness, introducing the Every Pilot in Control Solution standard to ensure training that is evidence-based, scalable, and operationally relevant. BJ's background includes service as a Royal Canadian Air Force fighter pilot and captain, airline pilot, and instructor across multiple platforms. He is also an 8-time Master Certified Flight Instructor, one of the most enduring holders of this designation worldwide. He previously served as chairman of the NBAA Safety Committee and now volunteers as president of the Upset Prevention and Recovery Training Association International, working with industry partners to elevate training standards and strengthen global aviation safety. I could still go on, but I'd rather have BJ come on up to the stage.
Right on the lucky 13. That's great. Well, gosh, I am just completely overwhelmed and surprised when Dan Bodenheimer called me to say that I'd won the award. I was sure he had the wrong number. And it was a very emotional recognition. I don't seek it out, and it's just wonderful to be part of this moment with everybody tonight. So as I was wondering what I was going to talk about, it's interesting. I called my wife and she said, "Gosh, are you nervous about tonight?" I said, "Well, maybe, but not in the way you think." She goes, "Well, what are you nervous about?" I said, "Well, not really nervous about talking from people. I just don't know what I'm going to say yet." She goes, "Are you kidding? You know what you're going to say?" So she forced me to take some notes. So I got some notes on my pad here from the hotel room. But I do want to thank, Erica, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and Chris, Bombardier Safety Standdown overall. It's just been a wonderful experience, and of course the Standdown Advisory Council and their leadership has just been great. So very much appreciate this wonderful honor. So what I thought for the few minutes that I have is I would chat about the experience that I've had and our company's had with Bombardier Safety Standdown. And it started back in 2012. In fact, I didn't even know what Bombardier Safety Standdown was, but we were selected to be part of the Bombardier Leading Edge program, providing upset prevention and recovery training. And the organization Aviation Performance Solutions specializes in that, been doing it for 30 years. And because of that, I've trained literally hundreds, if not thousands, of Bombardier jet pilots. It's just been a real honor and pleasure working with such a professional group of people. But as I learned after delivering that and showed up my first safety stand down, this is an incredibly amazing organization, unprecedented in what it does. So I looked into it a little bit. And I found out that it all started with just 6 people back in 1996 with Bob Agostino and the late Dave Ryan. In fact, Dave's wife's here with us tonight, Karen, the table captain. And those gentlemen started a legacy. They started as an after-the-fact investigation and evolved it really into a risk-based reduction process to mitigate the risk in aviation. And just a few years later, in 1999, they opened it up to the industry. And they really passed the baton of safety on to all of us to carry forward. And we have this opportunity each and every year to do so. And that process is really exciting. It's something that we're all living. Many of you are here for the first time. And what I thought I would talk about a little bit, and thank you, Steve Bruno, for this great idea. I'm going to talk about my experience with Learn, Apply, Share. Because one of the things that happened very quickly after 2012 is that it started out as one of the themes, but it very much became the logo, the slogan, I would say mission of the Safety Stand Down is Learn, Apply, Share. And I wanted to talk about that just a little bit because as individuals, we need to have a curiosity, to have an interest in taking action to be better each and every day. Because one of the things that we find is that, we're the ones in the way. We need to educate ourselves because it's usually the situation for the next role, the next level of opportunity, next level of leadership. We're just not who that person needs to be now. And we have to have a curiosity of learning. It was Benjamin Franklin that said an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. And it's so true. Well, what I like about Learn, Apply, Share is really you take it from there and you have to go back to your organizations and apply it. And that's challenging. It's hard to hang on to something long enough for it to stick, to go back. It takes time to put process in place. It takes time to put influence a culture to be able to make change, because it is very hard to create excellence, as we've heard about many speakers here today. And it's not a new thing, excellence. Back in the 4th century BC, Aristotle said that excellence is not an act, it's a habit. And I will tell you that having a habit of safety is something that is very, very difficult, because we as human beings, after that 6, 7 week, 3, 4 months, 2-year process of getting these new processes in place, it takes us 66 to 90 days to establish new habits. And it's going to be hard work. So I'm talking about that because as we go back, you got to hold the line. You have to lead change. You really need to be part of the solution. You have to model the way as you return back to your organizations. And I think the last part, the sharing part, as I talked to Steve about earlier, was that the sharing is what it's all about. And in fact, I would submit to you that we need to take on the mantle of instructors as teachers and as mentors, because our job in that process of that baton that Dave and Bob handed off to us in this endless marathon of safety, which never ends, is that it is our responsibility to be able to coach and mentor those people who are coming next. And as we do that, of course, we learn in the process, because our goal in this marathon is to hand it off better than we left it. So what I always like to remind myself of is it's in this organization, in this initiative, in this industry of safety, it's so very difficult to measure the accidents that don't happen. It's very difficult to measure the lives that aren't lost, yet that is what we do all the time as aviation safety professionals. I think maybe a better metric, maybe not a better metric, because that is absolutely critical in why we're all here. Another metric could be those that we inspire to take the baton to the next level. So I'll end on this, is that as we leave tonight, I suggest we keep learning, keep applying, keep sharing, and just keep handing that baton forward to make the industry better for the next folks that come along. Thank you so much, everybody.